What is going on, team? Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, my name is Jim Galvin. Welcome to the channel. And on this channel, we cover all things hybrid training, functional fitness, running or rucking in the wild, some explosive bodybuilding, some classic strength development, and basically everything in the remit and all-round umbrella of becoming a better all-round athlete. And today I want to talk about following a program where the main compound exercise of each session is based around a certain percentage of your 1 rep max and having that as your target. And why over the last 10 years I've become less of a fan of working on percentages and more of a fan of the ascending bar method. As a bit of an overview and context then, working on percentages might involve you working out your 1 rep maxes for particular movements, say squat, deadlift, bench, and overhead, and weighted pull-up as an example. And then if those 5 lifts are the key kind of pillars in your program, each week you might be doing in a particular program, either a 4-week to 12-week program, whatever the hell it may be. You'll be given a target, say 5 reps at 80% of a particular movement. That's what it is to work on percentages. Now, in my opinion, there are a couple of downsides of that particular approach. 2 that I'm going to go over with you now. The first one is something that Charles Poliquin calls your 1 rep max calculator. This is where online coaches or in-person coaches as well, or generic flipping bots on the internet are going to calculate what they think you should be able to do based on your 1 rep max. And this is extraordinarily variable from person to person. So as an example, if I just type in 1 rep max calculator online, this is where, this is the framework that a lot of people are going to get their stuff from. It says it here, right? So I've got my laptop down here. So as an example, if my 1 rep max squat is 200 kilos, the way that it goes down, if I go down to 80%, it suggests that I should be able to do 160 kilos for 8. There is huge variability in this, and your 1 rep max continuum is very much dependent on how you are wired as an athlete. I know guys that are super strong, super powerful with terrible 1 rep max continuums. And conversely, I know some more slow twitch engine-based athletes where this is going to be the other end of the spectrum and can be completely false on the other end. As an example, one of my athletes, Simon Cork, shout out Simon Cork, has an unbelievable 1 rep max calculator. If he was doing front squats as an example, whatever his 1 rep max is, if we go down to, I don't know, say 85% of his 1 rep max, he might be able to complete about 15 flipping reps at such a high percentage. For me, if I go down to 85%, I might be able to complete 3. So I'm not able to squeeze out that much more because my 1 rep max continuum does not favor getting in a decent amount of volume at a lower percentage. Whether or not you're self-programming from a 1 rep max calculator, so you're like, I want to improve my 1 rep max, today I'm working at 80% and I should be able to do 8. Some people might be able to do 8, but some people might be able to do 4, some people might be able to do 15 to 20. So the issue is it's a framework that has so much variability with such a small, narrow percentage of the population that would actually have this particular model be consistent and accurate for them, right? The second downside of working on percentages is that from my understanding, a lot of this data of what people should be able to do at certain percentages is based on professional athletes and elite collegiate athletes, all of whom have so many of the flipping variables of day-to-day life in check and managed and outsourced. As an example, they might have physical therapy and a massage, 5 to 7 times a week. Their macros and their calories and everything else might be on point. Their sleep is sorted. These guys, for a lot of the people who participated in the experiments to get this data, pretty much everything in their day-to-day life is around their performance and is set and is flipping well looked after. For most of us that have full-time jobs and differing levels of stress, it might mean that if I'm doing some bench press on a Thursday based on a percentage of my 1 rep max and I'm working on the 1 rep max calculator, someone's supposed to be able to do 12 reps at 70%, right? Say my 1 rep max on bench press is 100 kilos and I'm doing that on a Thursday, but I'm doing 70% for some high reps and I'm supposed to be able to do 12. If I've had a super flipping busy, stressful week with a lot of different stress loads and stimulus and unknown curveballs coming at me that week, I might only be able to do 7 or 8 and I'm just gonna feel shit that I'm not able to adhere to the program. But if I'm feeling flipping amazing, I've deloaded a little bit on caffeine, and then I've necked a monster, Jessica Alba walks in and then asks me if I want a spot, I'm probably gonna be able to do about 40. So the unbelievable variability and the 15% of the flipping weightlifting population who seem to be right in the middle of that bracket, where the 1 rep max calculator is correct, but 85% for them it's not correct. That's the first reason why I think that working on percentages might not be for everyone. And the second one is that there are just so many different variables in the day-to-day life of most recreational bodybuilders, recreational CrossFitters, recreational athletes, whatever the hell you may be, that the number of reps you can bench, squat, deadlift, whatever, at 70%, 80, 85, 90, whatever the hell it may be, is potentially going to be very different from one week to the next. Obviously, we want to be well-rounded, robust athletes, so there might not be a massive variation in our performance ability from one day to the next and one week to the next, but there is going to be some level of variability because of the million and one other things that life is throwing at us on a daily basis. So if we don't work on percentages, what kind of framework, what kind of template or structure or system can we adhere to make sure that we're still getting the most out of every session and the most bang for our buck during our workouts? Enter the ascending bar method. I've been doing this for most of the last 15 years and got into it when I first started getting into recreational explosive bodybuilding, and it involves us having a certain rep scheme for our primary lift of the day and then effectively working up until we can no longer complete that number of reps at a particular weight. So as an example, if it's 4 reps on back squat, you continue to work up, you continue to add a little bit more weight until you can no longer do 4 reps at a particular weight. Or if you do a set of 4 and then you are self-aware, honestly, objectively self-aware enough to go, that 4th rep was definitely a bit of a squeeze. I might have been able to get a 5th one out, but it would have been flipping dangerous. This is my working weight for the day. Then you do a certain amount of sets at that weight. So there are kind of 2 ways that you can do the ascending bar method. You can either work your way up to one very heavy set of that particular rep range, or depending on the volume and the stimulus that you want of a particular exercise, you can work your way up to a 2 rep max, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the hell it may be, and do 3, 4, however many sets that you want to do at that. But basically the concept remains the same, that you continue to add weight until you find an appropriate 4 rep max, as an example, for that exercise, for that day, depending on your performance ability and your performative output for that session. Guys, genuinely, just think about it for a moment. Think about work, think about sleep pattern, think about social events. They're all different hormetic stressors on our system that are going to affect the level at which we are able to perform in any given session on any given day. And if you think about the fact that all of these inputs are true, they are ever present in the lives of most of us, they were probably also there the last time you flipping tested your 1 rep max. So that would suggest that your 1 rep max might not be completely accurate either. So the downside of the ascending bar method is that you can let yourself off the hook a little bit. You do have a little bit more carte blanche, a little bit more of a license to pussy out on any particular day. If you are someone who is spending their free time watching me waffle on about how to improve your performance, your health and physique, the chances are you're not a pussy, you're someone who takes your training seriously, and you are not going to be someone who bitches out just because they can. So by virtue of that, you're probably someone that on the other end of the spectrum, we need to rein in a little bit. Again, 80% of the population could do with applying a little bit more effort in the gym. But that 80% don't spend their free time watching YouTube videos on this content. So you are very likely someone who could benefit from adopting the ascending bar method to make sure that you are working within the right bracket of application of effort for yourself each given day, because that is going to change because of all said variables in life. And remembering, again, I flipping use this quote almost verbatim pretty much every 3rd video at the moment, remember and anchor into the truth that the gym doesn't directly make you stronger. It literally breaks down your tissues, suppresses your immune system, and fatigues you. It is in the time between gym sessions that our body turns back on itself, recognizes the damage that we did to it in the gym, and then overcompensates. The gym, the weight room, the road, the trails, whatever the hell your domain is just the stimulus. It is the first 10% of the journey. Making sure that we do everything we can to drive that adaptation home by putting ourselves in a position where we have adequate time to rest and that we are working within that appropriate bracket of energetic and performative output. That is stage 2, which is the 90% of getting the benefits from all our flipping hard work. I'm a huge fan of the ascending bar method for this reason, and having a rough target of what you want to be able to hit for each day is absolutely a worthwhile pursuit. The only thing I'm saying is that working on percentages, in my opinion, is just a little bit too clunky and inaccurate for 85% of the population. And the ascending bar method just allows a little bit of wiggle room for you to roll with the punches. Some days you're gonna be weaker, some days you're gonna be stronger, and that's okay because of the million and one other flipping things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. There we go, ascending bar method versus percentages. ascending bar method wins, as you can probably tell in my eyes, pretty much every single day. But if you are a professional athlete with your own live-in massage therapist and your own live-in nutritionist and chef, you got someone weighing your almonds for you for your afternoon snack, and then Andrew Huberman comes over every evening to literally administer your sleep cocktail, then by all means ignore this advice. If you do not have those resources and you acknowledge that the modern world is a busy enough, crazy enough place that all of these different inputs are going to change the way that you feel on a day-to-day basis, then my advice to you is adopt the ascending bar method from right now. Nice snappy video, guys. Hope you did enjoy this. Any questions on anything, please do put it down in the comment section below. Please do give us a thumbs up, smash that like button. It takes you 2 seconds. It is very good. It's very helpful for the growth of this lovely channel. And as always, beautiful people, stay strong, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.